Now, the war of words between Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and his predecessor from the Congress, P. Chidambaram, were not the only highlight of today's session. The upper house today saw repeated disruptions and had to be adjourned for the day as Congress members denounced allegations raised by Prime Minister Narendra Modi against Manmohan Singh and demanded an apology. Modi had earlier alleged that Manmohan Singh, along with the former army chief and a former vice president, had conspired with Pakistan to influence the Gujarat Assembly elections at a rally in Palanpur today. Agitated Congress member of Parliament trooped to the chairman's podium, raising slogans against the Prime Minister after their notice to discuss the matter under Rule 267 was rejected. The Lok Sabha too saw similar disruptions. Let's bring in Rituparna, who was tracking all that action today. Ritu, take us to the other highlights.
Well, apart from the slogans that the Congress members made today, we also saw the Trinamool Congress protesting against the FRDI bill. This happened outside the Parliament building. But remember that sources have already told us that the FRDI bill is unlikely to be taken up in this session of winter session because the joint parliamentary panel will need more time to analyze it. Apart from that, we also saw several CAG reports being tabled, including one in which the CAG audited 5 telecom companies, and that audit, according to CAG, shows that these 5 telecom companies either did not pay or short paid the government around rupees 2,578 crores in license fee or license fee and SUC. Tata Teleservices Maharashtra topped the list with dues of around 1,893 crores according to CAG. Last but not the least, there was also an interesting report that was submitted by the Parliamentary Panel on Commerce, which has sought total exemption on GST for exporters. According to this panel, the implementation of GST has not been done properly. GSTN should have been tested properly before it was rolled out. And the same panel has said that as far as job works are concerned, as far as reverse charge is concerned, there should be a total change in rules and rules for as far as GST is concerned. Last but not the least, the same panel has also recommended that as far as GST on export related freight is concerned, be it through air, sea or train, there should be exemption of GST. It remains to be seen, of course, if the GST panel, if these proposals are taken to the GST panel and if the GST panel agrees to these recommendations by the Parliamentary panel. With that, it's back to you.
Oh, yes, that's something that's going to be watched for very carefully. Thanks, Ritu, for taking us through that. Meanwhile,